Afternoon to all. Shall we start the session? Let us start with the passage. I suppose you all have the handouts. Take the handouts. Today's passage is also an important passage. Some important words are there to learn. Wherever I stop, I may say the word, you write the word, I'll give the meaning. India poised. Underline the word poised. Write a few words. Balanced. Poised. Very good. I got it. Composed. That's what you have said. Good. Balanced, poised, composed. Also write the idiom down to earth. Some people are always balanced, composed, poised, though they have achieved a lot. Then what do you say? They are always down to earth. But you should also recollect words like, I have given many a time, modest, simple, humble. I hope you guys are writing immediately. Full of humiliation or humility? Humility. Humiliation means insulting, a negative word. You have to think of these words the moment you see the word poised. I hope you have copied. The next word, please underline the word paradox. Paradox we have got many a time. I am sure many of our students know. What is the other word you have to think of? Please write irony. Paradox, irony. What do they mean? A situation where you have both positive and negative aspects existing at the same time. Paradoxical, ironical. Then you write the word, you go to the second line, first word. What is the word? Burgeoning. Means improving. Write two words. One is improving, but better word is increasing. What is it? Increasing. Increasing what in this context? Youth population. So that makes sense. I am sure all of you know the meaning of the word shrinking. Shrink. Yes. Then you go to, if you remember, the other day I gave the expression demographic dividend. Remember? Today we have got the passage. Underline those two words. Demographic dividend. What does it mean? Today India is in a very good position. What is that position? We have a lot of youngsters like you. That is advantage. So we call it demography deals with what? Population. Demographic dividend. A country has a lot of youngsters, obviously it's an advantage to the country. But India is in a paradoxical situation. What is the irony here? A lot of youngsters we do have, no second thoughts about that. But many of these youngsters, do they have the required skill set? That is a problem. That is a paradoxical situation. Then you go to, what is the meaning of the word portray? Write this word. Portray goes with what? Artist, painting, photography. But in this context, portray means project. Portray a nice image, project a nice image. Then underline the word latent. Latent means what? Hidden. You all have a lot of talent. Your talent is hidden. For that, what do we say? Latent talent. For that, we also use the word, you all have what? Potential. You have a lot of potential. What is the limit for you people? Sky is the limit. Have you heard of that? Okay. Next, you underline the word contingent, an important word. As prospective bankers, you have to know. Write one combination, contingent fund. Contingency is a noun form. What is contingent fund? Contingency means emergency, unforeseen incident. Need not be emergency, but generally we convey that. Contingency means what? Unforeseen event or incident. Write that expression. Unforeseen event. Something may happen in future. For that we say contingency. For that we keep some amount. What is that amount of fund called? Contingency fund. An important word for prospective bankers. Then you underline the word Go to the second paragraph, underline the word proliferation. I think I've given this also many a time. Proliferate. I'm writing for the sake of beginners. Seniors, you should respond. Proliferate means what? Multiply rapidly. What is the idiomatic expression? Mushroom growth. Write that also. And there's one important word. This is all based on, in a way, related to gig economy. Please write these two words. You will get passage, already I've given a few times. What is the meaning of gig economy? Economy based on freelancers, part-time workers, and those are known as gig workers, and economy is called gig economy. Today we come across an IT professional, entry level, may work as a part-time worker, either cab driver, or may work for Swiggy, or what is the other one? Zomato, am I right? So they want to earn a lot of money and they use their free time effectively. Then we call those workers gig workers, an important word. Write the word compounded. You all know compound interest. But compounded means what? Brackets, write the word problems. His problems compounded because of various factors. What do you understand by that? Multiply. Same thing. Please write the meaning. Compounded means multiplied. Then what is the opposite of flexible? Rigid. You all know that. And there's one word. Please write this word. B-U-O-Y. This has to be pronounced as, strictly speaking. How do you pronounce this? Boy. Boyd. But usually we don't say that. Be careful with the spelling. In the passage they have used the past form. Boyd. Means, literal meaning, if you go to a harbor and ships have to enter the harbor, but they don't know the depth of the waters, it could be shallow waters, it could be deep waters, and they use these buoys, usually orange-white stripes. Have you ever noticed? They show the ships, they give an idea to the ships, the depth, what is the depth and in which direction the ship has to go. Are you aware of this? Okay, very good. But here it means, literal meaning, it means, write the word float. It means what? Float. But in this context, it means something positive, growing. Write the word positive. Economy is buoyed means what? Some progressive, something progressive. Growth is there. You all know the meaning of the word undermine. Means what? Weaken. And here we have, please underline bureaucratic red tape. Second paragraph, fourth line. What is the meaning of red tapeism? You have got many a time, they have given many a time. Bureaucratic hurdles. What does it mean? Bureaucratic hurdles. You can say red tape, you can also say red tapeism. Both are correct. Then, what is the meaning of aspiration? You are all aspirants, means what? Try for something, have the desire to achieve something. Unfulfilled means what? Completed, not completed. Disguised means what? Identity hidden, then what do you say? Disguise. And there's a proverb. What is that proverb? Blessing in disguise. What is the meaning of blessing in disguise? Initially something negative happens. After some time that turns out to be positive. Then what do you say? It was a blessing in disguise. Go to the third paragraph. Underline the word volatility. Tell me what is the meaning of volatile. Stable, not stable. I write the meaning not stable. I have given the word distress many a time. I give the example of migrant workers. Distress, positive or negative? What does it mean? Suffering in a miserable situation. And yesterday we got one word, plight of, do you remember? Same thing. What is the next one to be focused on? Persist means what? Exist for a long time. Agrarian goes with what? Immediate answers. Agriculture. And stagnation. Growth or no growth? When nothing is happening, write the word dormant. Dormancy. But context matters a lot. When you take some animals, they remain dormant during certain seasons. They go for a long sleep. Winter sleep, what is the word? No, very good. Write the word. Beginners. Hibernation. I see a lot of beginners here. My only suggestion, recommendation, be alert, attentive, write these words immediately. Our senior students, they have these words at the fingertips. They don't have to write, but beginners, you got to learn these words. What is the word for summer sleep? Write the word estivation. Hibernation means being dormant during the winter sleep. Estivation, summer sleep. Both the words are very important. And some animals are active during the day. What is the word for that? Write the word diurnal. Some animals are active during the night. Nocturnal. Both the words you have to know. Nocturnal, diurnal. I think I have touched all the words. I'm sure all of you know go to the last but one sentence. And end of the sentence you see last but one word. What is that word? Morph. Morph means what? Change. You all know morphing, digital graphics. And liability. Last word of the passage, please underline liability. Liability has got two meanings. What is the first meaning of liability? Accountability. Write the word accountability. You're liable for your actions. You're answerable for your actions. Accountable for your actions. But if I say, he has become a liability, she has become a liability, what does it mean? Burden. Write the second meaning, burden. And this is a very good passage. You got to expect a passage like this, and not easy to understand. Related to what? Sleeps, if you take which letter? E. E for what? Economy. Related to economy or not? Employment, economy, important, you got to. But all the questions are rather easy, should not be a problem. Shall I read the first one? I am doing a bit fast. Today's paper also a good paper, and you got to cooperate, you got to respond. That's what I expect from you, nothing more, nothing less. What is primarily hindering? Underline the word hindering. And you guys know we have got so many times. What are the synonyms? Hinder. Oh, okay, thank you. That is the second question. Thank you. First question. What does the author imply? Underline the word imply. By calling the demographic dividend a paradox. Before reading, you should have some sort of awareness. Today, the entire world is talking about India's demographic dividend. From outside, it looks very rosy and positive. But we are inside, we know the reality. What is the reality? Though something is positive, unfortunately, at the same time, something negative exists. What is the problem we do have? Many youngsters don't have the required skill set. That is a paradox here. What is the first option? It guarantees economic growth automatically. No way. It refers to India's elderly workforce. We are talking about youngsters or elderly people. Benefit and burden. I think text is missing. You all have the handout with you. Okay, because someone was telling font is okay. Second question, or first question we are with. Are we with the first question or second question? Third option. What is the third option? Still. Benefit and a burden depending on how it is handled. Positive and negative. Hold this one. It only applies to rural labor. Not correct. Underline the word labor. What is the spelling here? But is it right or wrong? Wrong. What should be the spelling? L-A-B-O-U-R. This is American spelling. Exam point of view, we don't consider. It is irrelevant in today. Today what? Is there any word after that? Okay. Anyhow, what is the answer? Paradoxical, ironical, good and bad, advantage, disadvantage. Shall we go to the second question? What is primarily hindering? Underline the word hindering. What are the synonyms of hinder? Block, hurdle, impediment, bottleneck. All these you have to recollect. Hindering the success of schemes like Startup India. In the passage, otherwise also awareness. Actually, I thought it had gone. In the past, we had this problem of red tapeism. What is red tapeism? Bureaucratic hurdles. A young person wanted to start a company. He would go to various departments, spend a lot of time, submit a lot of documents, would wait years together. All that we call red tapeism. I thought things have changed. I think they have changed to some extent because today we have single window system. Have you heard of that? What is a single window system? One shot you get all the clear answers. But passage talks about the problem still persists, still exists. So what is primarily hindering the success of schemes like Startup India? What is the first one? Is it lack of internet access? What is the second option here? Bureaucratic obstacles and poor funding. Both have been mentioned. One is bureaucratic hurdles. Second one, poor funding. Hold the second one. Low consumer demand. No. Inadequate media coverage. No. Political instability. No. So what is the answer here? For this, you don't have to read the passage. Question number 3. What does the term disguised unemployment most likely refer to in the context? When you read, sometimes they do give not banks and SSC, but civil services, write about different types of employment. We have different types of employment. Underemployment and disguised employment, no employment as such, unemployment, different types. This talks about what? Disguised unemployment. Unemployment is there. It is hidden or open? Hidden. What is the first option here? Workers who are deliberately hiding their jobs? No. Technological unemployment due to AI? No. What is the third option here? Migrants. Migrants where? Informal jobs? Workers whose contribution is negligible though employed? Obviously. In a way, they are not employed. So what is it called? Disguised unemployment. And can you say freelancers with multiple jobs? No. Answer is which option? For the following, which of the following is not mentioned, underline not mentioned, as a solution to India's employment challenge? This is also based on common sense. Skill development required, not required. Investment in public infrastructure required. Universal basic income, where does it come from in this context? Not relevant in this context. Hold the third option. Green industries we do need. What is the last one? Vocational training we do need. The problem with India, one of the problems rather, answer is what? Third option. And here vocational training, please put a star mark. They have given us a passage a few times. In Western countries, vocational training is very popular. Not in our country. What comes under vocational training? ITI, you all know ITI, not IIT, ITI. Plumbing, carpentry, and electrician jobs. They don't have the social respect, to be very frank, in our country. And no one goes for that. Today in our country, now things have changed to some extent. A few decades ago, if you go back, many parents, only two options for the children. What are the two options? Either engineer or doctor. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes or no? But now so many options, parents also educated, they have changed, and so many options are available. Vocational training, they have given a few times as a passage. You should have some awareness about this topic. That will help in the exam. Question number 5. What does the phrase decoupling of economic growth from job generation? What do you understand from the word decoupling? Couple, attach or detach? Decouple, detach. From what? One is economic growth from job generation. Easy to answer. Economic growth no longer guarantees employment opportunities. Hold that one. Job creation is faster than growth. No. High economic growth results in more jobs. No. Both economic growth and job generation. No. Why is the text missing? No, I'll make it a little smaller. Is that okay now? Not okay. Give me a second. Okay. What is the fourth option? Both economic growth and job generation are on the rise. Cannot be. There is no relation between GDP and employment. No. What is the answer then? Economic growth no longer guarantees employment opportunities. Why not the fifth option? It talks about not economy overall, it talks about a particular dimension. What dimension is that? GDP. Economic growth no longer guarantees employment opportunities. That means they're separated, not separated. Answer is the first option. Have you chosen that? What is the main concern with gig and platform-based work as per the passage? We have already got one passage related to gig economy. They are enjoying because they can do 2-3 jobs at a time, make a lot of money, but they have their own problems. What are the problems? It is not safe and secure, one thing. They are not entitled to certain benefits, perks and benefits. Like if you take a regular employee of a reputed organization, entitled to certain privileges. But gig workers, do they have those privileges? That is the actual problem. What is the first option here? Too much government regulation? No. High taxation? No. High competition? No. What is the fourth option? Lack of stability and social security, obviously. Inaccessibility to educated youth, not relevant here. In my opinion, this also you can answer without reading the passage, provided you have some awareness about the topic gig economy and gig workers. And you should have. What is the reason? There is every possibility to get this as a passage in the exam. Either passage or close or para jumble. If you have awareness, it becomes easy or difficult for you to answer. Easy. Next one. Which area is still facing persistent distress? Underline these two words. Persistent means what? Existing. Distress, miserable condition. According to the passage. Is it urban manufacturing? Is it education sector? What does the passage talk about? Agriculture. So what is the answer? Agriculture. Is it e-commerce sector? No. International trade? Not relevant here. Answer is the third option. Mentioned in the passage, I suppose. Mentioned or not mentioned? Next one. The term underemployment in the passage refers to. How many of you know about underemployment? Raise your hands. Only a few. Many articles have been written about underemployment and they have given us passages also. I don't know how many of you know, once in Uttar Pradesh, which state? UP, they advertised office boy post. 2,000 plus postgraduates applied. Can you believe that? And Chennai, they advertised sweeper post. You know, morning you see the sweepers, GHMC. And 32,000, I think, applied. About 1,000 PhD holders. It talks volumes about our standards. Good or bad? And it talks volumes about employment generation. Prospects for the youngsters to take up jobs. Can you imagine a postgraduate or a PhD holder applying for sweeper post? They were desperate to get the job. And they were interviewed, why? Why do you have got PhD, doctor so-and-so, sounds so good. Why have you applied for this? Their answer, safe job, secure job. What is the advantage with the government job? Safe and secure. That is the point, bottom line. Shall we go to the next one? So what is the answer here? Underemployment means what? Being employed full-time without adequate wages? No. Having no job despite being skilled? No. Volunteering for free? Retiring early due to stress? Working in jobs that don't use one's skills or provide enough hours? Answer is which one? Fifth option. I know many engineering graduates, they take up jobs which are not at the same level. That is what precisely we call underemployment. Many engineering graduates in our country, they take up jobs that don't suit or match the academic qualification. That is nothing but underemployment. Shall we go to the next one? What might be the result of India if India fails to leverage? Underline the word leverage. We have got many a time. What does it mean? It has two different meanings. One meaning, influence or power. Please write the words. Influence or power. Someone's influence, someone's power. But generally, I give the meaning, leverage means to use something to the maximum advantage. So please write, to use something to the maximum advantage. This meaning, I'm sure many of you know, we have got many a time. Have you copied? What is the question about? What might be the result if India fails to leverage demographic dividend? Then it will be a chaotic situation. It is like missing a golden opportunity. Generally speaking, we'll check the options. It will become a developed country. It will experience a demographic liability. Possibility is there. Liability means what? Burden. The gig economy will vanish. You cannot say that. What is the meaning of vanish? Disappear. Economic growth will rise. Can you choose a positive option? Inflation will drastically fall. Not relevant. So what is the answer here? It will experience what? Demographic liability. All the youngsters without jobs will become a liability. Means what? A burden. Is that the last question? How many of you have got, how many questions based on the passage? 9 out of 9. Ah, wonderful. 7 plus. That is good, but not that easy in my opinion. Shall we go to the next? What are these about? Phrase replacement. Many young graduates find themselves trapped into a paradox. Trapped into a paradox or trapped in a paradox? That means given expression is not correct. What is the first one? I'll read the complete sentence. Possessing degrees but no employable skills. Trapped in a paradox. Hold this one. What is the second one? Trapped with a paradox, can you say? Trapped, can you use a preposition at? Trapped by paradoxical. Paradoxical we cannot use here. And what is the answer based on that? First option. Easy or difficult? I know it is not easy based on your response. The company's approach of downsizing staff to boost profits has drawn criticism. Approach of or approach to? So which option says approach to? How many options? Approach to downsizing staff to boost profits has drawn criticism. You can also say approach towards, but in this context, what is the correct preposition? Approach to. Have you guys got this right? Same pattern or different pattern? Despite early warnings, the regulators failed preventing or failed to prevent. Before you see the options, you have to think of that. Which option says failed to prevent? Any other option? Close, failed for, failed preventing, failed at. So what is the answer? How much time does it take? I think I have to get the timer. This is the right time to get a timer. You need, but you have already worked on these questions, am I right? Then it doesn't serve any purpose. How much time do you spend on each question? A question like this, how many seconds? I'll give the options, don't worry. 5 seconds, raise your hands. 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Is the mic on? 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I think you are not in a mood to respond. I will give you that privilege. I'll go to the next question. What is the next one about? Climate activists believe that the new policy falls short from or falls short of. What is the first one? Fell short on. Falls short of expectations. Which option is that? Hold that one. Can you use than? Can you use with? So what is the answer? Fall short of something. Fall short of expectations. There's one more. Please write this also. Live up to. Live up to someone's expectations. Have you heard of this? You should always live up to your parents' expectations. One standard example. Live up to the expectations of the master. Another example in this context. Yes or no? Fine. Over. Only 3 questions or one more is there? It is important to note that digital access does not translate to digital literacy. I'm not convinced with this one. The key says no correction required, but underline the word translate. Generally, we use a preposition into. So, what is the answer based on that? Which option? Translate. Because does not, you cannot add s to the verb. Have you chosen that? Okay. How many questions based on previous set? Easy or difficult? 3 plus how many? You guys have to respond. There's a reason behind. Good, very good. You have done well. What are these about? Connectors, the demand for electric vehicles is rising. Positive or negative? The supply chain remains fragile. Fragile means what? Delicate. Positive or negative? So the situation talks about a contrasting situation. What is the first word? While. I have told you guys many a time. While has 2 functions. One function, it goes with continuous tenses to show the continuity aspect. Second goes with contrast. That means you can consider. How do you combine these 2? While the demand for electric vehicles is rising, the supply chain remains fragile. Take the first one. Can you say in contrast? But you cannot start with that. The demand for electric vehicles is rising. In contrast, the supply chain remains fragile. You can consider this also. Despite the fact that the demand for electric vehicles is rising, the supply chain remains fragile. All the 3, without any hesitation, you have to go in for. So what is the answer? Have you chosen that option? The NGO has filed a PIL. It hopes to halt the construction of the dam. It has done something, and why has it done? It is expecting something, purpose behind, reason behind, and hope also behind. What is the first one here? With the hope of halting the construction of the dam, the NGO has filed a PIL. Seems right? By filing a PIL, the NGO hopes to halt the construction of dam. This is also right. In order to halt the construction of the dam, the NGO has filed a PIL. This is also right. So what is the answer here? Have you chosen that? Rural education suffers from poor infrastructure. Positive or negative? Positive. Teachers are often absent or under-trained. Positive or negative? Both the sentences talk about negative things. It is like adding more information. Based on that, can you use moreover? Yes, of course. Rural education suffers from poor infrastructure. Moreover, teachers are often absent or under-trained. Take this one. Rural education suffers from poor infrastructure. Adding to the problem, teachers are often absent or under-trained. Rural education suffers from poor infrastructure. As a result, teachers are absent. Can you say that? As they are not related. So what is the answer here? There was a data breach. I hope you guys are with me. How many of you? Breach means what? 2 meanings. What is the first meaning? If you see a crack, what do you say? Better English. There's a breach. But in this context, what does it mean? Violating something. Violation. Write the word violate. Violate rules, regulations, contract, agreement, any of these. There was a data breach. The company apologized and took corrective measures. First statement talks about a problem. Second sentence talks about correction, something positive. Can we use the first word here? There was a data breach. Following that, the company apologized and took corrective measures. Perfect. Shall I stop? Shall I continue? If you turn your heads this side, I will continue. I will ask a question, you respond. Shall I? Which takes more intelligence, listening or speaking? How many of you say speaking? Raise your hands. Oh, you have said speaking. How many of you say listening? Now one more question. Have you listened to the question? Okay. There is a saying in English, It takes more intelligence to listen than to speak. So which is more important, speaking or listening? Speaking, while speaking, I can look at her, I can look at her, I can look at him, I can continue with my speech. But while listening, a person goes this way, what happens? Immediately you are distracted. That means not easy. So shall I continue? Can we use the first option? Yes. Subsequently, there was a data breach. Subsequently, the company apologized and took corrective measures. You can consider the second one. But can you use a contrasting word like however? No. So what is the answer here? 1 and 2. The policy appears inclusive. Underline the word inclusive. It inadvertently, very important. Tell me what is the meaning of that? Without intention, by mistake, by chance, inadvertently. Without that intention, something happens. It inadvertently sidelines certain minority communities. It seems positive. What is the positive thing here? Inclusive. But by mistake, they omitted certain minority communities. One is positive, second one is negative. That you have to understand. What is the first option here? You can start with though. Though the policy appears inclusive, I hope you are listening how I am joining. It inadvertently sidelines certain minority communities. Here, are we talking about irony? No, you cannot use the word ironically. You may get tempted to choose a second option. You cannot choose a second option here. I'll read with that. The policy appears inclusive. Ironically, imagine the word, put the word inadvertently brackets. There are two options here. Option 1, with the word inadvertently, then you cannot use ironically. Option 2, without the word inadvertently. Read the part, how does it go? Ironically, it sidelines certain minority communities. Then it is correct. But one word will stop you from choosing the second option. Which word is that? If you see that word, you cannot use ironically. Have you guys got the subtle difference? And nevertheless, can you use in this context? No. So what is the answer? Only the first option is the answer. That is the question of the day. Not easy to answer. How many questions based on connectors? 5. How many of you have got 3 plus? Okay, good enough. Shall we go to these questions? What are these about? Oh, error location. Now you'll become alert and attentive. This is your turf, familiar turf. The panel of experts, underline the panel. What is the subject of the sentence? The panel, singular or plural? After that, there's a phrase. Put the phrase in brackets, of experts. But luckily, the verb is in past. You don't have to think of any rule. The panel of experts proposed to revise the regulatory framework that governs digital lending in line with global best practices. Anything wrong? The panel of experts proposed to revise. The panel proposed to revise a regulatory framework. Which framework? That governs digital lending in line with global best practices. I don't see any error. So what is the answer here? How many of you have chosen no error? Wonderful, highly appreciable. Much of the tension in the border region, this you guys have to, how many of you have learned grammar? Raise your hands. Completely learned grammar. You have learned. Then why don't you raise your hand? You have learned. Raise your hands, those who have learned grammar. Is the mic on? I'll repeat the question. Those who have, I will rephrase. Those who have completed grammar course in this institute, raise your hands. Oh, not even 30%. Surprising. And those guys who have completed grammar course, this is an easy question, a tough question. What is the clue for you people? Underline the word if. I always tell students, when you read a sentence, you have to look for the clues. What is the clue for you if? The moment you see the word if, you have to think of which exam topic? Conditional sentences. But you should always decide based on the main clause. What is the main clause here? Underline could have been avoided. Please do what I say. They have given so many times questions based on conditionals, not easy to deal with under pressure. What is the main clause? Past conditional, would plus have plus verb, past participle. Sometimes in place of would we use could, we also use might. But answer my question, this is in active voice or passive voice? Please write passive voice. And obviously main clause, you see this pattern, which conditional is that? Past conditional, please write past conditional. Then you have to recollect, you have to know, past conditional, main clause, we use would plus have plus verb, past participle. If clause, we use past perfect tense. If clause takes which tense? Now, communicated, if both sides communicated, which tense is that? Past tense. Then is it right or wrong? What is missing here? Had communicated. If they had communicated, it could have been avoided. Had communicated, which tense is that? Please write past perfect tense. Now the $1 million question. How many of you have got this one right? No comments as of now. After the live session, we'll discuss. Shall I go to the next one? The data, underline the word data. Data can take a singular verb, can take a plural verb. So nothing wrong with suggest. The data suggests, correct. The data suggests, that is also correct. That remote working lead to greater productivity across several sectors. Shall I explain? No, thank you. This is not an easy question. Imagine you consider the word data, singular. Then what are you supposed to add? Please add S. Because collective noun singular, we should add S. The data suggests that remote working. Then here lead, what are you supposed to add? Leads. Here also you have to add S. Can you touch two sentences? Two parts? Only one part you should touch. Now tell me, can you consider data singular or plural here? Plural. That is for sure. That means anything wrong with the word suggest? Nothing wrong. The data suggests that remote working lead or leads to. That doesn't matter. But when you come to the third part, it talks about something, impact of this. Then we cannot say lead to. What are we supposed to say? Leads to greater productivity across several sectors. So which part has an error? Third part, leads to. According to him, it leads to. I will give two patterns, then perhaps you understand. According to him, it leads to growth. No, according to him, singular or plural? You guys have to respond. According to them, it leads to progress. Them, singular or plural? But both the sentences have used the same verb. Which one? Leads to. That is the point here. Shall we go to the next one? How many of you have touched this question? Neither the HR manager. Usually I give 3 rules. What are the 3 rules? When you combine 2 singular nouns using either or neither nor, we should use a singular verb. When you combine a singular noun and a plural noun using any of these expressions, we should use what? Plural verb, place it next to the plural noun. And third one, if you are using pronouns, the verb agrees with the nearest pronoun. Here, underline HR manager. First you have to focus on neither nor. What is the first subject here? HR manager, singular. And nor the supervisors, plural. Was or were, right or wrong? Take that one. Willing to comment on the leaked email. So what is the answer? Check the key once. Question number 23, check the key. What is the answer? No error. Some question, I think there is a problem with the key. But imagine for this question, the key says third option. Imagine, third part, there is an error. Now you took the mock test. Before you came here or after the mock test, you thought no error. And you check the key says third option. What should you think? Go with the key or go with your gut feeling? Always go with your gut feeling. You know the rule. You know for sure there's no error. Go with that. Don't bank on the key. Do you understand what I say? Unnecessary headache. Already we have a lot of headaches. Yes or no? Why do you have one more? The economist argued what? That the stimulus package, we are talking about one or more than one. Will you say were or was? One reading you should be able to. Was insufficient to stabilize consumer demand. Over. How many questions? Who has got all the 5 correct? Oh, wonderful. Very good. Please show your face. Okay. Thank you. No one else? Oh, good. For the first time, all the 5 correct. She deserves a big what? What is the next one about? How many questions? Only one question. While the new guidelines intend to protect consumers, the rules may deter innovation in fintech. You cannot be damn sure. Go to the second B. After months of consultation and public debate, several charging infrastructure can you use? That 6 you cannot use. What is the next one? After months of consultation and public debate, the bill was finally passed with bipartisan support. This seems right or wrong? That means BS. How many options with BS? First one, and what is the other one? Let us check. CR, first option will focus on. Although the electric vehicle adoption is increasing, R is what? Can you say that seeks to streamline? Not related. Then there are 2 options you have. No, only one. You are left with one option. But you have 2 options in the sense choice 1, choice 2. Choice 1, like a good student, in Telugu we say Ramudu Manchi Baludu. You check all the 4, then you go with the answer. But as a smart candidate, how many options? 2 options. First one you ruled out. Do you have to check all the 4 here? So answer is what? As simple as that. I hope you guys got it. Okay, thank you. Dear, nice word or not a nice word? Your faces have changed. Word usage, very important and not easy. I'll read the first one. This painting is especially dear to me. Underline dear to me. Means close to my heart. Something is dear to me means what? I like it a lot. Very close to my heart. Right or wrong? I had to skip the concert. Underline the word concert. Concert means a musical program, either vocal or instrumental, like Ilayaraja or some other singer comes. I had to skip the concert because the tickets were too dearing. This may trouble you. Hold this one. But dear has 2 meanings. One meaning you all know, dear friend, dear Ramesh, whatever. But dear also means costly. Write this meaning. Costly. What is the other meaning? Costly. Expensive. Also write the word expensive. Many of you may not know that meaning. One thing. If you know also, generally speaking, we don't use it as a verb, ing form. Rarely it is used. So hold that one. She refused to speak to him again after he addressed her as dear during a formal hearing. This is acceptable, not acceptable. Now it should be, we doubt B, but we can be damn sure about A and C. How many options with A and C? 1 and 2. But B have we considered? Element of doubt. We are damn sure about A, but 4th option A is not there. Can you consider? No. Now you have to decide between 3rd one and the key says the 5th one, but I'm not convinced. It is too dearing for my budget. I've never heard of that expression, and I don't think it is right. Then what should be the answer? A and C should be the answer. Too dearing doesn't sound correct. Have you guys got it? Oh, you have something to ask? Look at the sentence. I had to skip the concert because the tickets were too dearing for my budget. Means what? Too costly for my budget. You cannot substitute that way. Third option. Option key says third option. Then it's okay, no problem. We are talking about whether it is right or wrong. Forget about the key. I was trying to tell you people, second one is disturbing. Why is it disturbing? I myself never heard of that expression. That means chances are more or less for it to be wrong. Shall we go to the next question? Okay. Charge. I think this question there's a problem with the key. The museum has no charge for children. We don't say that. What do we say? The museum does not charge children. Please make a note. The museum does not charge children. I will give you 2-3 patterns for this idea. We say the museum does not charge children. We can also say there is no charge for children. Please write that also. There is no charge for children. This is also correct. But we cannot say the museum has no charge. That is grammatically wrong. So we cannot consider the first option. What is the second one? He was in charge of the international project. Perfect. 1 second, 1 reading, you should be convinced. She was charged with enthusiasm. I want you guys to be charged with enthusiasm. So, right or wrong? What is the answer based on that? But check the key. No, only 2 and 3 correct. 1 is not correct. Do you understand what I say? Draw. Draw has many meanings. One meaning goes with sports, match. Another meaning goes with drawing, artists. I'll read the first sentence. The artist's work continues to draw global attention. Draw attention means gather attention. Perfect, take that one. He decided to draw from his savings during the emergency. Prospective bankers, you should know, draw money, withdraw money. Right or wrong? The conclusion of the report draws from flawed assumptions. Here draws means gathers, collects. Nothing wrong with this. So what is the answer? All the 3. What are these about? Correct order? In many democracies, seems the first one, but can you start with B? Underline the word this undermines. Demonstrative adjective cannot be the first one. Demonstrative pronoun cannot be the first one. The algorithms used by social media tend to amplify polarizing content. Doesn't seem to be the first one. Consequently, can it be the first one? Here it could be A or C. Let us try with A, because it talks about what? Many democracies. How many options with A? Let us check the first one. In many democracies, misinformation spreads faster than fact checks. The algorithms used by social media tend to amplify polarizing content. This undermines public trust and weakens institutions. And consequently, electoral outcomes are vulnerable to manipulation. Seems okay. So what is the answer here? Next one. What is this about? Is it about, you cannot start with B. What is the reason? Tell me. Cannot start with C. What is the reason? Why? It could be about blockchain technology. It could be about industries. But what is this about? Blockchain technology has transformed. So how many options begin with A? Let us check the first one. Blockchain technology has transformed how data integrity is maintained. Its decentralized nature makes tampering virtually impossible. It means what? Blockchain technology. While initially applied to cryptocurrencies, its scope is now far wider. Industries from finance to healthcare are adopting it for secure records. I think first one is correct. So what is the answer?